What if you just start with this? Oh, there. I'm a streamer watching a streamer.
Question 7. Have you ever had a man in your house that you did not want your husband to know about? The button is still in play.
Dawn needs some Gooninger.
His eyes, man. I'm telling you, he's trying to hold back tears. He's trying to hide his tears, man. This is fucked.
Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of...
Yo, this is crazy.
Okay,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
move on to level 2 for $25,000.
She's like, if he dies, he dies.
Question 7. Have you ever had a man in your house that
Oh.
you did not want your husband to know about?
Okay.
The button is still in play.
Dawn needs some Gooninger.
His eyes, man. I'm telling you, he's trying to hold back tears. He's trying to hide his tears, man. This is fucked.
Answer is no.
That answer is true.
Okay.
Finally, an answer we can feel good about,
He's
David.
like, thank God.
7 truthful answers. How long have you and Eva been friends?
For about 10 years.
She knows you pretty good, huh?
Very well.
Question 8 is coming.
Okay.
I'm going to let Eva ask you question 8.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
Eva, it is all yours. Question 8.
Angela, have you ever hooked up with any of my former boyfriends?
Her husband's like, come on. He's like, I thought I was going to get a break with this one. What the fuck?
Upload videos live.
Do you think that
I think
she
I am.
can?
I don't know.
Thank you, Rick.
Maybe.
We're going to find out right now, aren't we?
Yeah. Eva coming for blood. The answer is yes. Oh no.
That answer
Thank you so much, Lydia.
Thank you, Lydia.
true.
Thank you, Lydia.
No, I'm laughing.
8 truthful answers. Eva, any idea who you think it is?
Yeah, kind of. I think she knows and I know who, yeah. Oh my god.
Well, that was 8 truthful questions. 3 more, and there's going to be some serious shopping. You'll have $25,000. We just revealed that you and Eva are very close friends. Close enough that you've actually, well, I won't say you had a boyfriend, but you had a boyfriend.
Oh, come on, Mark.
Had
Come
that
on,
boyfriend
fake
as well.
Mark Wahlberg. What the
Some
fuck?
Question 9.
Brutal.
Thank you, Raccoon,
Have you
for
ever had a
asking.
sexual
So far, so
fantasy
good.
that involved your best friend Eva?
I love how he keeps doing this. Hold on. I love how her husband keeps going. He's stretching his eyes. Motherfucker's stretching his eyes. I've never seen anyone stretch their eyes like that before. Anyway. Not misogynistic at all. Oh yeah, super far. Tony, that's why we watch these crazy shows. Like, it's crazy how far we
With any of my former...
Fuck, let's get this bounce right.
Question 9. Have you ever had a sexual fantasy that involved your best friend Eva?
See the eyes first one more time?
Yeah, I'm still holding back the tears.
Was the beauty queen.
Yeah, this is older. Also,
Family secret.
besides the outfits, the misogyny, you can tell it's an older show.
Husband or
Question, quest for 5.
ever thought about hiring?
She smiles all the way to the bank, on her way to ruining her marriage.
Have you ever regretted marrying your husband?
It's the shopping
Straight
season.
up, huh?
The woman, what she has to say. Update. Michael Greenland, a husband, father, and carpenter, tore his family apart with some startling
Oh my god,
confession.
remember this show?
Are you sexually attracted to any of your wife's sisters?
You made her think that she
Never.
was.
That was wild.
extremely different.
Well, $25,000. We just revealed that you and Eve are very close friends. Close enough that you've actually...
The views, the glitch for a second. It dropped to 500. I'm like, what the fuck did I say? Tripped me out.
Well, I won't say share a boyfriend, but you had a boyfriend, and then you had that boyfriend as well, to some degree. Question 9.
Blessing to you,
Have you ever had a sexual fantasy that involved your best friend Eva? Well, we're dying to know the answer. It's on you, Angela. Have you ever had
We're
a
dying to
sexual
know.
fantasy that involved your best friend Eva?
Yes.
Ooh.
That answer is
That's the one she's ashamed of. The other one's about her husband who gives a fuck.
true.
Eve and I, we've been friends for a long time.
Yes.
And we've traveled together, and I've seen her in multiple bikinis and naked. And I think it's a natural thing when you're best friends with somebody and you've been in all types of situations. So,
Let me let you in on a little something. If David and I were best friends,
I would tell him to run.
Oh.
she is beautiful.
Flocka, thank you.
you've answered
Rizzle.
9 questions truthfully. You need 2 more to get to $25,000. Are you and David religious?
Yes.
What religion are you, David? Okay.
Oh, they're Mormon.
Question 10.
Maybe fuck it.
If your husband left the Mormon church, would you stay with him? It's a tough question when you talk about religion. It makes everybody uncomfortable instantly.
And that's
You
why
have
I
to be
asked.
truthful to keep your money intact.
Mark
If your husband
Wahlberg
left the
Jr. is
Mormon
the devil.
church, would you stay with him? Yes or no?
No, I wouldn't.
Does that surprise you feel?
A little bit.
That answer
Is
is
that her mom or his mom?
Her mom. Hillary Clinton.
No.
Thank you, architect.
Thank you.
Well, that's a true answer. One more.
I love it. She's down with all this fucked up shit, but the fact that leaving the religion, she's down with it.
$25,000, but let's talk about that in a minute. David, what she basically said is that if you decided to no longer
David, in case you didn't
in
hear
the
that,
Mormon church, that your marriage is over. But if I were to ask you that same question, I wonder what your answer would be.
I would stay with her. Love should be beyond religion, beyond everything. But you know what? That's it.
hey, that's me, man.
10 truthful answers. One more, $25,000.
Oh my god, yeah, she's almost at 25K.
Of course, this could be the one that has you lose $10,000. You can stop now if you want. The button is at play if you want to get the question.
Yeah, David, just to reiterate, what she's saying is,
Here's your $25,000 moment of truth. Question 11. Have you ever thought about hiring a private investigator to follow your husband around?
thank you, Rizzle. Yeah, Lena's sick. Hey, look, Humongous is on the show.
Almost destroyed to the hidden
Hi.
rape. His wife need $1,000
Ever suspect your husband's cheating on you?
away.
Ooh, the tables are turning.
Yeah, she's like, nah, I never thought of that.
Have
Ellen
Caramel. That's yummy.
the button is at play if you want a different question. Here's your $25,000 moment of truth. Question 11. Have you ever thought about hiring a private investigator to follow your husband?
Caramel's like one of the most top tier snacks.
Just travel a lot, she said.
No? Who hasn't? Yes.
that
It's okay.
answer
She cares. That's good.
is true.
I feel like it's like one of those projecting things. Who hasn't?
25,000.
People all the time are like,
Got some
trust others.
I'm wondering if this game is a little harder than
who hasn't yet? I haven't either, actually.
It is. I actually. I thought that the questions would start off a little easier than what they have. So I thought these would be the $200,000 questions.
Wait, so she got 25
Well,
cake now.
I know a way to remedy that. Truthfully,
Shit, 25K.
$25,000.
A private investigator following a bee would be boring. You probably know when a fight's upcoming.
Oh, he doesn't want to keep going.
He's like, please.
4 more questions, and one of them
Have
is
mercy.
but it's only 4 now. You get 4 times the money, $100,000.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
Look, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna keep going.
That's funny.
I'm gonna fucking kill him. I will not stop. I am inevitable.
Then we are on to level 3.
I mean, she ruined her marriage already, it seems like.
Thank you, Instagram chat. For the badges. Come over to YouTube.
You said your husband travels a lot. David, what do you do for a living?
I'm a tour manager for bands. I also do event management.
Ready for question 12?
Don't care, David.
Question 12. When your
Hi,
husband goes on
besties.
tour
Happy
with
New Year. Happy New Year.
rock bands,
Here from
do
IG.
you
What
ever
up?
suspect that he is cheating on you?
Okay. Enjoy your stream, maybe. I have my own stream plans. My own stream and recording plans. And I should be able to shift me. I want me more. I do this the other way. Just a little bit more that way. And then I can do a little bit more like that. And now we can watch the internet together. So, what's up? Y'all, let me change my screen. Excuse me. Which one do I want to do first? I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. We'll see how fast my internet goes. Year highlight. We will do this. Reflections on this year. It's almost New Year's Eve. I am hanging out. We are streaming. We are learning and chilling in the snow, resting, making the most of it. It's been a bonkers year. It's been a pretty tiring year, and a lot of work, and a lot of learning and growth. Ultimately, worth it. Burnt myself out, you know, but recovering. And I mean, I think going into the year burnout, end of the year burnt out, it is a time for more rest than over the summer, and also reflection. And some of my reflections been, I don't want this to happen again, and push myself and not take it that much time. That said, during pushing myself, I pushed myself to accomplish a lot this year, and coming out of what was a hard and tough year last year, and working more in the political and environmental activism space, which was a theme throughout this year. Some of my highlights from this, my biggest highlights are still in that space. And then on top of that, deciding to run for office, not having been like a campaign manager or like really understanding too much of all of what it takes, and I sign myself up for that, knowing that I didn't see anyone else stepping up. And on top of that, it would be a growth experience no matter what. And that led me to have a year that was ups and downs, mostly due to overworking, some not taking time off, but then also dealing with a decent amount of loss and kind of trauma of this, what has been recent years, but this one as well, from a number of different shootings to rights being taken away or rewritten, and not knowing certain outcomes, and also trying to do something monumental, like as someone who's only thought about politics for the last 4 or 5 years, well, what is it now? It's almost 2023, and I got involved in 2016. So, sneeze. Stop it. Oh, I didn't listen. But looking at things, it's about 6 years. Always was more on the policy and legislative side, with a mix of organizing people and doing political actions or events. Less so all the intricacies of a campaign, what campaign staff and workload is like, and also some of the skills to be a candidate, and all the effort into creating your platform and your website and all these other things. That said, I learned a lot, and I do know what it's like, so that I can advise and share that knowledge with others. So, haven't been up to a lot more these past 2 months. Been resting more, sleeping more. And we're going into this next year, though. 2023, new year, new me. I'm already starting to do things that I had cut out during my candidacy, like exercise. But on top of that, I'm learning new internet skills, streaming skills, becoming more comfortable using my voice and networking, and applying that to changes we can see happen in the world. And making the world more just and full of hope, and working towards a creative and positive vision of what's possible, if we're willing to believe and help make it happen. And for each of us, that looks a little different. And overall, though, let's make the future as bomb as possible, as cool as possible, full with clean air, clean water, green environments, nature, animals, healthy people, home people with houses and places that they can stay, and that things like poverty and pollution aren't ruining communities and neighborhoods and systems. And that goes all the way up to ecosystems and climate systems. For some of us, though, it's a much closer system having the biggest impact, and having an immediate impact, whereas some of these are more of a pushing of a boundary, and in the case of like extreme weather and temperatures, the bounds are changing. And what can we do to reel in those bounds, what is possible, and build out the coolest, most resilient future. So that's what I'm all about. I plan to do a lot more of that this year, or this coming year. But for now, we're just doing some year recaps when it comes to some different art and culture and life stuff. So I actually don't have a lot prepared for tonight. I have like lists because I have some of my top songs from this year. I want to go through some of my favorite activism moments. And highlighting some of the different actions that I was a part of and highlights from this year. And then I have a fun video about what I believe the top esports are for this year, which maybe my easiest one I am like comfortable doing because I'm an esport nerd, so we'll start with that one. Okay. So hello everyone, my name is Braden Miguel. We are introing my top esports of 2022 video, and I watch games here and there, and my tastes might be a bit different than other people's. But we'll go over my list, and then we'll look briefly at the top grossing esports of this year. And then we'll go from there, and we'll see what the next year's like, and if some of these grow or not. So my top list, I want to say, is Age of Empires 2, StarCraft, and Pokemon. With maybe an honorable mention, as is, I don't know how competitive this scene is, but it's fun to watch people play games, is Yu-Gi-Oh! We'll put that in our top 22 esports and games to watch people competitively play. So yeah, I guess I just watch shooters less. I used to be a huge Apex fan and occasionally catch events, but this year I was working hard, running for office, and I put my PlayStation away, and so I wasn't playing those games, and then I just stopped watching them as much. But it isn't to say I played the other games. I guess I am just more of a strategy game nerd. Let's see if I can show let's grab Age of Empires 2. And then I want images, and then I want Age Empires T90. We'll pull up his channel. We don't need to watch it though. Maybe we'll watch like a second, like a minute. Videos. Here you go. And then I want to say StarCraft. What other esports do I watch? Smash, a little bit. I did watch some this year, Super Smash Brothers. Maybe that's honorable mentions. StarCraft 2. StarCraft you're watching this on the VOD later, I am doing this Mogul Mail style video. What Ludwig does on Mogul Mail is he pulls up a tab for like each story point he wants to like remember to cover, and weaves together by going tab to tab. My screen went away, and my screen went away again. Calm down. My screen's freaking out. Okay. No bueno. I'm sorry I did that. Weird. Is it anything in particular? My main screen's bugging out. That's gonna make this a little more difficult. We'll try it one more time. StarCraft 2. What's their channel called on YouTube?
Time.
StarCraft Africa type. There we go. And let's go videos. Bada. Perfect. And then Poke Sports. Welcome to Poke Sports. Way up here. Front stroke, back stroke, into dive into. Oh, wouldn't it be nice if we had something else to do? It is Cybertron and Wolfie. And then there's Yu-Gi-Oh! Way up. Yu-Gi-Oh! Fusely Ludwig tournament. And then the only other one is Ludwig Smash. Ludwig Super Smash. Super Smash. Scuffed World Tour. Alright. Let's do it. And then, it's also...
Weren't you the one that really wanted a furry deck?
How about you, if you throw stone, think about what your house is made of? Glass.
Okay, yeah.
I did
Makes
it out
sense.
of posterity. Do you know what that means? Okay, did it for Luda. That's what I'm trying to say.
That makes sense. Solidarity. Furry lives matter.
Yeah, I think.
my computer
I think
froze on
honestly
me.
Everyone we did it with would be down to run it again. And
Would you be cool with us like giving them a dock with like basic combos, or do you think that's like too much of a?
no,
You know.
I wouldn't give them that. That's on them to figure out. That's the whole point of
Okay,
getting
okay.
better.
That makes sense.
You're gonna work for me, correct? Alright, so a video idea. I was doing a reflection on some of the areas I follow up with or enjoy watching for fun. And some of those are esports and competitive games that I enjoy watching and interesting sometimes to compare my own interests to what is out there in the scene. And so I have a bit of my shares of my top esports that I enjoy, that I think are cool to watch, along with a few honorable mentions and ones that hit my radar. And I think looking at this, I'm more of a strategy nerd. I've watched Apex Legends before in the past. Don't really watch too many other shooters. And not too many, and like the occasional like fighting game match. I like to keep up on a few different ones out there. But the ones that caught my attention and I think were a treat to watch this year are on this list. And I'm going to start with number one. My favorite competitive game to watch, which is Age of Empires 2. Which in the recent years, this is like an old game, over a decade old, close to 2, that recently got a definitive edition, a remaster, that has increased some of its popularity. And that between that and some YouTube creators in the space and some cool tournaments done in partnership with Red Bull where they like play this game where you use different nations to build up from the Dark Ages to the Feudal Ages to the Middle Ages to Imperial Ages, where you can like have trebuchets, or I think the third one's Castle Age. Same thing though, and you have farmers and you protect your people as much as possible, and you grow and build an army. And what I really enjoy about this, I come from StarCraft, real-time strategies, where, I mean, it's the next game on this list. But the awesome thing about this game is the number of nations you can play as. And so there's this whole other part of strategy where you have to know how to play multiple empires or civilizations from like the Mayans to the Portuguese to the Bohemians, and each of those have their own unique buffs and things they excel at in the units and structures they get. A lot of them share like the main core, but it'll this whole other level of depth to other games where you're like picking and banning certain civilizations for certain maps. It's a pretty worldwide game, and there are some creators like T90 in the space who there's a bunch of different casters who have channels, cast tournaments, or put on community matches or cover ways people can play. And so
Kicking off next week. It'll be like after Christmas, guys. So actually, I'll be casting them in 10 days. All the games will be played private.
so you get these matches.
Versus 10. But then you've got the Mongol Hunters still getting dangerously close to the enemy. Dude, I'll message Yo and tell him to change his name to I Buy Tower. He did buy a lot of towers.
And it's just really fun to watch, and the swings in these matches, depending on how you play your matchup, you may fall behind to try to ink out like a slight advantage by getting to this like technology first. And if things line up in your build and how things play out, that can move the game's momentum back in your direction, because you'll be able to get more villagers or the right kind of army that counters your opponent. And sometimes it's these huge back and forths of counters and playing to your team's strengths and making sure you put walls around your buildings and people. And I really think I stopped playing as much games this year, but I filled in some of that time. Not all of it, but I filled in some of that time with esports. Another favorite of mine is StarCraft 2. Your post. So if those like the planet, a strategy game around Dark Ages up to having castles, now we fast forward to these battles in space. And there's like two different aliens. One's like a futuristic sci-fi area alien. One's more of like a like an alien's alien, where they're like monstrosities. And you play as one of 3 different races. Let's see what this says. It says error. Not enough video. Smooth streaming. I wonder if... How do I fix this?
Hero.
Hey.
DRG. Gumio. Cure.
So StarCraft is much more popular in like South Korea,
So this is
in different parts of the world.
already on the way, so now I like it. Yeah, instead of dislike it, I like it. This is a much better approach. Again, the last game, I think there was a lot of bad theory at play, but I think now that we're going into this one, it seems like Gumio, obviously he's a good player. He's able to kind of look at what went wrong and say, all right. I'll make the right adjustments this time around. We could have another drop in here. Keep in mind, some of these SCVs are damaged, so they can be killed even.
And so it's a back and forth where you're also building up decently balanced. Another game that's probably about 10 years old, though it's had expansion packs. One of my favorite esports was my favorite esport game to watch competitively until Age of Empires 2 came around. I love the back and forths. I love some of the strategies. Top tier Terran players are so fun to watch. And some of the matchups and maps. But this is more of a, instead of you see like 20 different teams that are like more or less the same because they get archers and like knights and stuff, cavalry. These are like, there's 3 races that are very different that play against each other, and it's fun to watch each of the different matchups happen. Especially Terran vs Terran, and I think Terran vs Zerg. But I think because it's been so long since it's got an update, and maybe I'm like Protoss hating, Zerg hating a little bit, I feel like some of the matchups are getting stale just across the board. It hasn't been as engaging. I still tune in every once in a while, and did watch a decent bit this year, a few different tournaments. And I'll say also another one where the casters do an amazing job. The 2 casters here are like 2 best friends, Artosis and Tasteless, who've been doing it for years, and they have amazing banter and talk amongst themselves and knowledge of the game to push the conversation in a way that you're learning what each person's trying to do and how the game's developing. And it's been a fun game to watch. I'm a huge Terran fan. So that is my, I think, second. It might be tied up with this next.
Quicker.
Third. Are you gonna let me? Okay. Next on the list is competitive Pokemon. Everyone knows what Pokemon is. You have these cute little guys, and they fight each other. Because apparently, and if it's a fantasy world, it's completely cool for animals to just fight each other, knock each other out. But they got, universal and free healthcare. That works like magic. So, at least they got that going for them. But there's a very competitive scene out there around 2v2s that I find really interesting to watch. And I mean 2v2 is you have a team of 6 Pokemon. You only bring 4 into a specific fight. And you put them in an order where 2 come out and face the 2 that your opponent sent out first. And then you can swap in using the other people you have in the back row that you picked for that match. Pokesports is a channel I watch, as well as WolfClick, Cybertron, Zang. There's a few other people who make awesome, fun Pokemon content. I watch some like Nuzlocke. Shady Penguin is doing some stuff with competitive Pokemon. And there's, for me, it's been interesting to go through because I stepped away from Pokemon for a long time. After I was about 13, didn't really play many of the games. Maybe had a few of the pocket ones growing up. But haven't played one in a long time. So it was fun to watch the competitive scene and how people come up with all these creative and different strategies. Last year I was playing a lot of Magic the Gathering. Reminds me of that a little bit in terms of setting up your strategy and trying to counter your opponents, and it's just like back and forth. That's sometimes luck, that's sometimes strategy, and sometimes it's just about the matchup. So Pokesports, They have a YouTube channel. They have like a video a day. Wolfie VGC is a competitive player at high levels who has fun videos. And so, up there in the top 3 is Pokemon for top esports of 2022 to watch some of the tournaments. And I'm excited for Pokemon with the new Scarlet and Violet game out. Alright, so we're to our honorable mentions section. I don't want to do that commenter. Honorable mentions. One thing that's been really fun to watch is come on. I have to change this, don't I? Boom. Don't care about that one as much. I gotta switch my screens up.
You've got no monsters. Okay.
Alright. I wonder if it's because I'm maxing out my CPU that my laptop screen is struggling to. The most replayed section. Toastfish Lily. Okay, so honorable mentions for top esports of 2022. This one is only an honorable mention because I haven't actually watched much at the professional level. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! The trading card game, but through Master Duel, which is like you can have digital cards and play against others. Some of my favorite streamers and some of really fun, creative streamers out there in the scene started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Kind of amongst themselves, and then Ludwig did like a Saturday night tournament with a bunch of them where they like played different decks against each other. And what's starting to pop up is like Yu-Gi-Oh! Becoming more popular, at least within my YouTube feed and the creators I watch, which has been interesting. It's like super nerdy, but I love it. And really fun to watch the combos and the back and forth. And I don't know if this is like a big esport scene.
Use them? Should you not just attack?
What did this card release? It's a machine fusion monster. What does that mean?
If it sounds scary, it's probably worth doing.
Wait, if it says machine effect on the card, does that mean it's a machine monster?
And then this was a really funny scene, too.
I'm gonna banish that and play this.
Why are you playing it face up? You're fucked, bro. Oh.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Activating. My mom.
So, honorable mention. And yeah, those are my main ones. I was gonna put Super Smash Brothers on there. It's not one of my favorites though. It was fun to watch though, and it can be really cool. No, I'll put it on my honorable mentions list. I got more into it. I prefer, and the one I play the most is the N64 Super Smash Brothers. I think the biggest one is Melee, followed by Ultimate. Melee has like a huge following and people who love it because of how fast paced it is and the ever different strategies. I honestly find a lot of it is coming from N64 is like some of the characters are moving so quickly that it's like bonkers, and some of like the predictions. But also it's really fun to watch someone kind of just like zone in and adapt, and these back and forth matches. I think I'm out of energy to keep streaming. So we're going to stop the stream, but that was chill. My computer can kind of do it. Alright, I'll catch you around. I just became tired. I'm just like trying to be just this like magnetizing force around a topic, and I think I'm still just figuring out what's a good balance when it comes to content creation. Because if I was playing a game, I feel like it would be more energizing. But I guess because I don't really have anyone in the audience yet, that it's this like outpouring of my own kind of energy into things without as much feedback, which is why you would want to stream and put something on. I think you're not trying to just do something else. But what this ended up being was me like work/shop a video that I kind of had in my mind already, but trying to do that at the same time as stringing a fully threaded like engagement style of a stream. Maybe I just need to like chill out more. Chill out, dude. I think I have a lot of creative energy, and often my brain and what I want to present moves faster than my laptop or my setup or what I can do in like a sprint of energy, because like I am coming off a year where I worked a lot and am burnt out on some level. So the idea that I can like do a bunch of reflection and coverage of the year while being live, while learning streaming still, because I'm new to this, is a lot. But you're doing great. You just are getting tired and your laptop is freaking out on you. So we'll do one thing at a time. Won't force it. And I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for showing up.